Hello, thanks so much for commenting on my Facebook post. Normally, my mentors would tell me that this is a point where I should send you a message and ask you to have a phone call with me, but I have learned that most of us are busy and we don't have time to stop for phone calls, and nobody really wants to get on a phone call until they know the information and have a chance to think about it and decide if it's right for them. So I have decided that the best way to do this is to just make a video, and it should tell you all the information. And then after you have a chance to think about it, you can reach out to me and we can go from there if that's something that you choose. I've also learned that Messenger will not let me send a video that is long enough. Tongue-tied, sorry. That will not let me send you a video that's long enough to give you all this information. So I'm sorry, but I'm putting this up on YouTube and I'm gonna have to send you the link, and that's just the way it's gotta go. But I just take a moment as you have time and just watch when you have time, and hopefully I can answer all your questions with this video. So to get started, the program that I'm on is called Optavia, and it's been around a while. It used to be called Medifast. And how this program works is we eat 6 times a day, no more than 2 to 3 hours apart, which keeps our blood sugar up, and it keeps us from having the blood sugar crashes from waiting so long, and that way we don't go into that cycle of up and down. It keeps it's all in an even keel, and that keeps you in fat burn. So what I want to explain to you is a little bit about the program. And that is that we have this great, wonderful book that gives you all the information. It's pretty thick. So what I've done is I've just taken it a little chunk at a time. I say I'm going to carve out 15 minutes a day, and I'm going to sit down and read one chapter. Some chapters are shorter than others. Some chapters are longer, but I just take a little bit of time to read it. And as you can see, I haven't finished it yet. But what I've read so far has been amazing. And the first thing that he talks about is how this is not your fault. So if you're sitting here thinking, I hate the way I look, I hate the way I feel, I could do better, I should do better, don't do that. This is not your fault. So I want that to be the first thing that you take away from this and from this program, is that you didn't get here because of bad decisions you made. You got here because you live in a society and an environment that does not promote health. That's just the bottom line. So take all those feelings of guilt and blame and throw those away. We're done with those. The second thing that we need to do is figure out why we want to lose the weight, why we want to get healthier, why we want to make a change. And that is what is going to sustain you through any program, whether it's this program or whatever program that you try to do. And it can't be, well, my doctor told me to, because that does not encourage me at all. That does not encourage you at all. It can't be because somebody in your family says that you should. It has to be something that you want to do. It has to be a goal that you have that makes you want to get up every day and stay on the program until you reach your goal. So for instance, for me, one of the things that I wanted was I wanted to be able to shop for smaller clothes. I wanted to feel good in my clothes. I wanted to not be worried about my health, because after we gain so much weight and you look at your BMI and it keeps going up, you start running the risk of having health problems. So I wanted to feel like I was being healthier. I didn't want to worry about health issues from being overweight. I wanted to be able to have the energy to keep up with my 8-year-old daughter. I wanted to be able to go to the pool in the summer and not be embarrassed by the way I look in a swimsuit. We love to cruise. We love to go on vacation to the beach. And when I go there, I don't want to feel embarrassed by the way I look. So those are all the things that keep me going. Those are those things that are the goals that make me say, I can do this. I'm going to keep working at it until I get to my goal. That being said, I have to say that I have found this program to be the easiest program ever. I am totally a lazy dieter. I do not want to count calories. I do not want to write down what I eat. I just want to go grab something to eat and be done with it. The only thing that I do that's been a little adjustment is just making sure, I'd say the hardest part of this program so far is to remember to eat, because you have to eat every 2 to 3 hours. So what I have done is set reminders on my phone, and you will, if you're around me during the day, you'll hear my alarm go off every 2 to 3 hours, and I'm like, oh, time to eat. But that works for me. So I know you're probably interested more about the food and what happens with all that. So I am going to show you that now. All right, so we're gonna walk into my pantry, and I have all my food up on one shelf. And this this is my little snack aisle here, and this is all my goodies. And so what I normally do for me, and everybody can do things differently. You eat 5 of these a day. You can eat any one of these at any time during your fuelings. You can eat 2 of the same thing during the day. You can eat 5 of the same thing a day if that's what you want. But I'm gonna just give you a quick tour of what my goodies are and just an idea of when I use them. But I like to start out with a shake. I personally have creamy vanilla in here. I've got a rich dark chocolate and then a creamy chocolate. There's also a strawberry shake and a peanut butter shake available. And for fun, sometimes I'll grab like the vanilla shake or the chocolate shake, and I will add, this is on plan, this is okay, but I will add some of the peanut butter powder in there and just give it a little twist. Other breakfast options, we have dry cereal. This is Cinnamon Crunchos. There's also a red berry. We have oatmeal and then pancakes. So those are all fun breakfast options. Or you can do a bar, and my husband, he is on this with me, and he usually grabs a handful of bars on the way out the door because he's at work all day and he does not want to take the time to stop and make a shake. He will make a shake sometimes on the weekend. He does love the shakes, and sometimes he takes the shakes also. If you're a coffee drinker, you can take these shakes, and in a place of creamer, the vanilla shake is a great idea. You can throw that in there and give your coffee a twist there. So those are some options. We do have lots of bar options. I will show you some of mine. I've just got my favorites here. Mint chocolate chip, silky peanut butter, zesty lemon. That's probably my absolute favorite. I have a ton of them. Cranberry honey granola, creamy double peanut butter. Let's see, I might have another one over here somewhere. Nope. Where are you at? Let's see. What else have I got? Oh, drizzled berry crisp. Frosted cinnamon crisp. This one is very cinnamony. Is that a word? But I understand it's really great with coffee. Campfire S'mores is delish. And then drizzled chocolate fudge crisp. And like I said, there are other bars. These are just some of my favorites. Other things that I like to do during the day, because I like to have a variety. So I've got these little butter cheddar or biscuits, and they come with these nice little cups, and you're just going to add a little water to this and mix it up, throw it in the microwave for a minute, and you're ready to go. It's kind of easy, but it does take a little bit of work. But these are things you can actually cook in advance and keep in the fridge and eat as you want. And then I have a couple of mac and cheeses, the creamy buttermilk, as well as the spinach pesto. And I make these the easy way, which is I just boil some water and throw those in a thermos. Throw these in a thermos with the water, and then let it sit for a couple hours, and then just is perfect every time. So Crunchers, if you like crunchy snacks and you're into like chips and that kind of thing, these are great options there. These are more like a cheese puff, a Cheeto, and this is more like the crunchy hard Cheetos, like the old school ones. These are real crunchy too. This is similar to a pretzel. These are really good. These are my favorite. And same here. These are similar to a pretzel, but a little bit sweet. And then dessert options. I eat every day one of these fantastic brownies with some sugar-free Cool Whip, and it is fantastic. But my husband's fave is the chocolate fudge pudding. Okay, so that is the rundown on the food. Let me move on to prices. Okay, so if you're like me and you're the lazy dieter and you're like, I don't want to figure anything out, just send me all the food, send me the book. I'll read it eventually. And just give me the basics and let me get going and let me not have to think about anything. That kit is $4.25. That is all of your fuelings for the month. That means that the only thing you buy at the grocery store is your one lean and green, which is going to be some kind of chicken, fish, steak, whatever, and then some kind of green vegetable, asparagus, broccoli, salad, something like that. So it actually cuts down on your grocery bill because you're only buying one meal for the day. Then if you're like me And I honestly put off joining this program for 6 months. I watched my mentor lose 40 pounds while I was sitting there during COVID, eating, just stress eating away and gaining weight. So if you, but I didn't start because I mean, 425, I mean, that's substantial. That's a lot of money. And I get that. But I wish she would have reached out to me and given me some other options that were more affordable that would have had me get started. Now, I at some point have that aha moment where I'm like, she's in her 60s. She's the grandmother of 10. She's lost 40 pounds. I go out here and spend money on junk all day long that I don't need. And I'm going to take some money and I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to invest in my health, my well-being, my happiness. And at some point I just stopped and had to tell myself, give myself a little pep talk and just bite the bullet and go. However, just because you want to do that doesn't mean you're financially able, and I get that. But I care more about you being able to be happy, to be healthy, to feel better than I do about you buying the food. So if you would like to ease into it and do like half that amount, and let's start with just a couple of weeks worth of food and see how that goes, see how you feel, and then go from there, I'd be happy to help you do that. If that's still a little bit out of your budget, or you think that you're not big on buying all these prepackaged foods, I get that too. But what I would like to do is maybe get you the books so you can still have the information that helps you understand how this program works and why. That also gives you that little pep talk, like I said, about how this isn't your fault. And then maybe just pick up a few things like the brownies, because if you're like me and you have a little sweet tooth, or you want to have something sweet every once in a while, let's at least have something that we know is safe to eat, that's not going to throw us out of fat burn and not going to take us off the plan. So maybe let's spend, the books run $50, and then maybe spend another $100 on a few shakes and some brownies, and take that and get started there. And the reason I'm saying $150 is because we could do less. However, the company, they're really smart the way they did this. If you spend less than $150, they're going to charge you $20 to ship. If you spend $150, then you only spend $5 to ship. And if you spend like, I think it's $300 or more, or maybe over $250, it's shipping's free. So they definitely encourage you to buy more food that way. So yeah, $5 isn't reasonable. $20 is ridiculous. So at least buy enough to hold you out for a few weeks. And there again, after that, we can have a conversation and decide if that's right for you, what's right for you to move forward. But I'm just here to try to help you take that first step forward. Find a way that you can do that, whether you want to go full swing and let us send you all the food and get going like that, or if we need to ease into it and figure out a way to make it work that fits in your budget. I want to do that too, because I'm more concerned about you being healthy than I am about selling you the food. Facts. Just want to get you there regardless of how it works. But it is a good program, and there's some great just foundations there that are good to know and good to start with, and just to build your healthy life around, whether you buy the food or whether we find some foods at the grocery store that work within the program. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Oh, no, I'm not. One more thing. I do want you to know that you don't have to exercise with the program to lose weight. I did not exercise for the first 2 months. And if you're like me, most of us start a diet because we feel terrible and we feel like we should be exercising, but we don't feel like exercising, and that's okay. That is how it is. But as you start losing weight, you'll find that you have the energy and you have the desire to exercise, and that's not a problem. Like, I did not want to exercise when I started. That was one of the biggest things. Was my mentor was like, "Oh, I've lost 40 pounds and I haven't even exercised." And I'm like, is that even possible? But it is possible. But there again, as you lose the weight, you're going to feel like you have the energy, and you're going to find yourself just wanting to do more, wanting to walk more, wanting to, gradually get to where you exercise more, and that's okay. But definitely for the first month or so, let your body adjust. Let's get some of the weight off, and then look at adding the exercise. And then the last thing that's important about this program is that you do sign up well, ideally you sign up through me. You don't go to the website and just do your own thing, but you sign up through me and let me be your coach, which means I'm there to support you, to answer your questions, and to just check in on you and make sure you're doing okay. So that's something that's different from most other plans, is that there's someone here that supports you the entire way. Okay, that's my pitch for the day. I hope I answered most of your questions. Feel free to message me if you have any other questions, or if you're getting this through Messenger, feel free to click that little button up top and call me at any point. I'd love to talk to you, but I don't want you to feel like you have to talk to me over the phone to get the information. I'm not going to be that kind of person at all. I'm more concerned about getting you where you need to be than about making $1 off of you buying a box of food from me. That's just the bottom line. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.